It's strange how asking for help feels harder than just doing everything alone. Hey, beautiful friend, welcome to Fearless and Worthy Woman, Walking Boldly in Your Calling. I'm your host, Alexandria Daugherty, and this is where faith meets real life. Around here, we believe in who God says we are, we obey His calling, we lead with confidence, and we do the work faithfully because you were never created to play small with what God put in you. Before we dive in, make sure you hit follow so these episodes keep finding you. And if something lands today, share it with a friend. There's always another woman who needs the same reminder. All right, let's get into it. In our last episode, we talked about those moments where your body shuts down when you try to speak up. Today, I want to talk about the next layer because once you learn how to use your voice in your own relationship, usually the safest relationship, then you start realizing, like, oh, wow, I still don't know how to do this everywhere else. That is where I am at right now. I am definitely improving about being honest in my own marriage. I'm still learning how to show up, how to say what I feel. But outside of that, like with my friendships or with extended family, people who aren't necessarily as close, it's still so stinking hard. And I don't know that I expected that. But at the same time, when I think about it, like, well, you couldn't even do it with your own, like in your own marriage. So what makes you think it's going to be easier, right? And that's the thing, like asking for help is still one of the hardest things for me. I think it's because my instinct is still like, I will figure this out on my own. I don't want to bother anyone. They already have enough going on. Or even like it's easier to handle it myself than to risk disappointing someone. And the other part of that is like there's this boundary piece too. If someone crosses a line, like even if it's just the tiniest line, I really can feel myself want to shrink back down. Like I want to say something and I'll have it on the tip of my tongue, but then inside, like there's this internal battle of don't bring it up. It's not worth it. It's not worth the fight. The peace is better. You're probably overthinking anyways, even though the heaviness will sit with me for days afterwards. I am learning that this version of me, the one who avoids being a burden, the one who just swallows her needs, the one who apologizes for simply taking up space, she's not necessarily wrong or dramatic. Really, she's still young. She learned that it wasn't always safe to speak up, and she learned those patterns in a place where she didn't feel safe. And stepping into leadership, real everyday authentic leadership, means going back for her. It means helping her learn what that safety actually looks like and what it feels like right now, and just grabbing her by the hand or wrapping her in a hug and saying, let's go. Something that has really helped me a lot is that understanding that there's a real reason asking for help or expressing a need can feel harder or more difficult with certain people, even if you're comfortable doing it at home and in your closest relationships. It's called social threat memory. Your brain keeps this record, and it's not necessarily of events, more of patterns. So if you grew up in an environment where needing help maybe got you criticized, or expressing your frustrations or your emotions got you shut down, maybe sharing those feelings got you ignored, where being overwhelmed was treated like weakness, your mind will automatically treat similar personalities or dynamics as risky, even if the people in front of you are nothing like the people who originally hurt you. That is why you can freeze with a friend, yet still be completely open and yourself with your spouse. That's why something small, like someone asking too much of you, can really make you get that sick feeling and just make you want to shut down. Your brain is not reacting to the moment, it's simply reacting to what those memories used to mean and what it brought up and what happened. But here's what every study on emotional safety shows: you do not heal those patterns by forcing yourself into these big confrontations. Instead, you heal them by taking those honest, small steps to get you closer to where you want to be. Maybe that's as simple as a tiny truth or a tiny honesty, those tiny moments of asking for support. That's how your nervous system relearns that safety. Galatians 5:1 says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then." Freedom doesn't always look like this big, dramatic Hollywood moment. Sometimes it looks like saying, "I cannot do this alone." Or maybe that really didn't sit right with me. Or the most difficult one for me, I actually really need some support today. God didn't create you to carry life by yourself. He created you for connection, for honesty, for community, for support. And that freedom is not just independence. It's being able to show up as the woman God is shaping without shrinking. So that brings us to our faith step of the day. Here's your tiny but really, really powerful step for today. Think of one place, just one, where you held something in this week. And I encourage you, or I invite you, to practice one sentence of truth. Not this big speech, not some big emotional reveal. Just one sentence, something simple like, "Hey, I'm feeling stretched and could really use some help with this." Or, "I just need a minute to breathe before I respond." Or maybe, "I felt a little off after that conversation and wanted to be honest about it." And I am doing this one with you this week, ladies. One sentence is enough. God can do so much with small seeds. I hope today's episode reminded you that growth does not always happen in these big, brave moments. Sometimes that happens quietly. Sometimes it's in that space where you decide to speak up and tell the truth, even if it's really scary and your voice is really shaky. If this helped you today, share it with a friend who might be walking through the same thing. And make sure you hit follow so these episodes keep meeting you where you are. And if you need tools or encouragement for the season you're in, you can always find everything on my website, thefearlessworthywoman.com. You will find the link in the description. Until next time, you are worthy, you are loved, and you are called, empowering you always.